everybody, and welcome to another Snapshot video. Holy moly. We are 21w11a, 11 weeks into 2021, and we have a humongously kind of small snapshot. Not gonna lie, this is a little snapshot, not a ton of crazy stuff. The warden, we haven't even seen the warden yet. Not even in this snapshot, so I'll be straight up honest with you. This is kind of a smaller snapshot. But hey, keep it locked here. Find out everything that has changed. There is some new mechanics with copper and oxidation and stopping oxidation, and this right here. We're gonna start off big. We're gonna start off huge. You can now waterlog a lightning rod. I know everybody's been freaking out over this thing. Okay, so in all seriousness, I swear, in fact, I confirmed it. I went back to last week's snapshot, 21w10a, not 11a, but 10. And this is a feature that is listed. Now, it was such a small feature that I didn't even bother testing it out. And now that I try to load 10a, I can't. My computer just goes, no, I don't like it. And so I cannot load it up, but it's in this, I swear that it was in last week, and now it's in this week again, that lightning rods can now, and it literally, it's like very cheeky about it in the blog post, can now, for the very first time ever, be waterlogged. Makes me think that they didn't actually waterlog it last week, but I never actually tested it, so I'm just going off my assumptions here. So there you go. That one is out of the way. So mostly the snapshot includes things about copper and oxidation of copper. And the big change is that now you can sort of unoxidize copper using the player. So if for some reason you want to keep this smooth shininess, you can now right-click it with an axe. So right now I have the 4 layers of oxidation. So we got normal, I think it's weathered. What is it? Let's find out. Here we go. Exposed. Oh my gosh, my copper is exposed. Weathered and then oxidized. So all 4 are lined up here. So if I do this, it goes down only 1 step. So you can see that this looks exposed, not weathered anymore, and then it goes to perfect. So you go from oxidation to weathered to exposed, and so it'll only take out 1 oxidation level. Now we can also take a honeycomb and you can like wrap it. So now there is honeycomb on this block, which means that it's waxed and that it will not oxidize. And oxidation takes a really, really, really long time. But let's say you want that gone. You can now right-click it with an axe, and that gets rid of the honeycomb-ness. So I'm going to try this with a wooden one. Yeah, it works with wood. Yeah, it works with wood. I really wish it had a sound, because I'm like, are sounds on right now? Are they even working? I need some honeycomb sounds. Come on, give me them sounds. But there we go. So now this is all waxed up, and if I wanted to remove it, I could come over here and smack it with a, which is nice. I can smack it with an axe, and then it's done. Once that's removed, I can right-click the axe, or right-click with the axe, and it doesn't do a thing. So that is some nice oxidation control with your copper blocks. So oxidation can be removed with the axe, as we've learned, but it can also be removed with lightning. Bam! Look at that. So that lightning rod actually didn't really affect anything, but you can see that the oxidation has been removed in this crazy pattern whenever the copper gets hit with a lightning bolt. And so what I was trying to figure out was if I used honeycomb to stop the oxidation process, if it would, not cause that to happen. So actually here, let me do weathered copper here on this one. Okay, so I've changed everything to weathered copper. Fun fact, you can't wax, you can't do the honeycomb stuff on the fully oxidized copper. I guess because it's at its maximum level, you can't stop it at all. Actually, you know what? I think that I can just do waxed what? There you go, waxed. There we go. Now everything is waxed. I can't wax this. So if I hit it with a lightning bolt, now that it is waxed, it does not change. So only if your copper is unwaxed will this change. Now, what is interesting is that you cannot wax a fully oxidized piece of copper. That's not possible. So, if you want the purest green, you're gonna have to keep it unwaxed because this stuff that's waxed is not gonna oxidize any further. So to get the maximum oxidization, and the fact that you can't wax it at the moment means that it is at risk of getting hit with lightning and unoxidizing, which is a little bit interesting. So anyway, there is a lot of mechanics that have changed with lightning and oxidation of copper. So there's a whole bunch of miniature changes in this snapshot. So one thing is that copper blocks, if they are waxed copper blocks, and they have to be just copper, not exposed, weathered, or any of the others, they can now be deconstructed into normal copper ingots, even though it is waxed. Before, waxing them kind of locked them, so you couldn't get the copper ingots out. This is a normal block of copper with waxed, which does all the same thing. And then when you were to put it back together, then it, oh, yeah, I guess you could do that, but I didn't want it to be waxed. I just need it to be normal. No, I don't need wax, just make normal. There we go. That will make it like normal, and it won't be waxed, obviously. It's not like you get waxed copper ingots as an output. It mentions in the change log that the cave sizes have been tweaked, and I gotta say, this feels like a lot more caves than I'm used to. Like, you know, normally popping down into the ground, you definitely see caves, obviously, but this seems like a lot more than normal, like a lot more than normal. So that's kind of exciting that we're getting even more. And this, I guess the sizes have all been changed and tweaked or whatever. I don't know if that means more or less, but whatever is going on, I'm liking what I am seeing. I love this spaghetti network of caves, more air underground. Love it. Rooted dirt can now be bone mealed to get roots. And roots are going to be a little bit more offset than they were in the past. So if I, you can just get as many roots as you want. Now, using a moss block with either stone or cobble will give you the mossy version of that, which is really nice that you can just, you know, harvest the moss block to make your own mossy variety of this. Now, vines still work. So you've always been able to use vines to make the exact same thing, to make stone bricks and whatnot. But now moss is another option. So there is some new reporting that you can do using the debug menu, and it is quite extensive. So if I hit F3 and L, remember I'm in the Java version, it says profiling started, ends in 10 seconds, or when you press F3 and L again. And what it is doing is it's looking at everything that's going on in the game. And you can see it finished, and it made a zip file of everything that it captured in my, it's the snapshot folder is the root folder, so debug, profile, and then year, month, day, and whatnot. And inside of here, I opened this up and I looked, and it's just a ton of information about what's going on every tick, how many entities are in the area, especially how your game is running and how, you know, how many ticks are happening every second or whatever. And so it's a whole bunch of information, and on top of like just it being like it's very detailed information. They mentioned in the blog post that this can be used when submitting bug reports, so that you could easily do this as a bug is going on, and it would be able to kind of give them more information. They mentioned something about regression analysis, could be used for performance regression analysis if included in bug reports. So obviously super technical, something that you will only use if you're coming into an issue with the game and want to include it in a bug report, but it is very nice and very extensive, so that's pretty cool. And really, that is it for this snapshot. Like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, not a lot, not a ton of things going on. Mostly it has to do with copper oxidation, and that's about it. There's a ton of bug fixes, and I mean a ton. Like, I'm looking at all these bug fixes. This is a way longer list than normal, which is one of the reasons that I don't think we got a lot of features, is we got a lot of bug fixes instead. So that is fantastic that they are squishing bugs. Now, does this mean that we're normally, when we see less features and more bug fixes, that means we're getting close to a release? I don't know if that's the case for this. I still feel like there's a lot of features that were promised that we don't see. One of which, a big one, is the warden, and how that warden is going to integrate into the world. Candles and whatnot being like naturally generated around, and obviously the actual biomes, the cave biomes, being integrated in. So I don't think that this is an indication that that 1.17 is going to be releasing anytime soon. I think that this is just what happened this week. Thanks so much for watching this episode of OMGcraft. If you enjoyed it, please give this video a like. Also, make sure you subscribe for future videos, tips, tricks, tutorials, and spotlights here on OMGcraft. And hope that you enjoyed this video. I will be covering almost all the snapshots. There might be one or two that I don't cover, but really, I'm going to try to cover as many as I can. So stay locked to the channel. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you on another video. Bye!